don't know why I'm so nervous to do this video. I've got my coffee. I am not ready, but I'm ready. Okay, so I've been trying to film this video now for a while, and I find it oh, sort yourself out, Vic. Been trying to film this for a while. It's something that I've not really spoken about before. I have spoken about it briefly on my social media, but never really to the extent of going into massive details. So a lot of people obviously know me through my social media for my fitness and my nutrition, my recipes, my media appearances, and not many people kind of know about me. I wanted to talk about my story. I wanted to talk about why I got into fitness, what I went through emotionally and kind of physically. And for me, just an Instagram post caption isn't really enough, and it doesn't go into enough depth. So I thought I would do a YouTube video about it. So today is all going to be about that. Just a disclaimer, there are touchy subjects about eating disorders, so if that is something that you may be triggered by, then maybe this video isn't for you, and please feel free to skip this video and obviously catch up on my next videos. If you feel that this would be something you are interested in, then please do carry on watching and give this video a like, a subscribe, pop comments in the box below. Please share as well to anyone that you think this video may help. And yeah, okay, so where do I start? So if you don't know me, I am Victoria.winterford. I am 27 years old. I'm from London, well, London, Essex, and currently I am a fitness trainer slash social media influencer, whatever you want to call that. I have been on a couple of TV programs, but my following has always derived from one thing, which was my story growing up, the battles that I went through. A few years ago, I think it was about 2015 or just before actually, I was in the modelling industry. I was a dancer, and it was a really tough industry to be in. It was very different to what it is now with regards to body shape and body size, and it was the skinnier you was, the more work you got, and it was very cutthroat. It was hard, grafting. I remember even with dancing, I would get up. I used to work in Abercrombie, and I used to work in a frozen yogurt place called Snog, and I remember I used to get up every morning. I'd go to dance classes, I'd then work, I'd then go to auditions, I'd go back to work, I'd then go to castings, I'd go back to work, I'd come home, I'd rehearse. It was long days. I loved it though at the time, and I thought it was something that was really good for me. I then started going to more castings for things like fashion within the industry, and constantly being told that I was just too big. Now I'm not small, but I'm just gonna turn that off because I don't want this on today. I'm not small, I'm 5'7", but for modelling and fashion especially, I was obviously too small. So girls are amazing, towering above me, even in my 6-inch heels, and I was just turned down left, right and centre. I was always told I was too big, and that was the reason why. So I started to want to lose weight. I then got into Miss Universe Essex. So I won Miss Universe Essex in 2015. Pageants were never something that was even on my bucket list or something I was remotely interested in. I just kind of fell into it. From then I went on to Miss Universe Great Britain, obviously my second pageant ever, and I came first runner-up. But that whole journey was really tough, and it was an amazing experience to go through, but mentally and physically it was really tough, especially on my body as well. This is before I was a trainer, by the way, so I had no clue about workouts. I had no clue about what I should be doing, how I should fuel my body. I was young, I was quite impressionable as well. I remember, I think it hit me when I was working in Abercrombie, and I would go out and buy food, and I would come back, I would eat a spoonful of it. I mean, I would heat the food up, I'd eat a spoonful of it, and I'd throw the rest away. I didn't want to eat anymore. I was obsessed with losing weight. I would never binge, but I would be so healthy, and I would obviously be restricting my body so much that it became a bit of an obsession with regards to eating healthy. So again, I remember at this time there was things like cauliflower pizzas coming out, and cauliflower rice, and low carb bread, and low carb noodles, and low sugar this and low sugar that, and minimal calories here and there. So I became obsessed with those types of food. It started to affect me and my social life when I went out with my friends. I didn't want to eat pasta or pizza. I didn't want to eat the desserts. Well, I wanted to, but I was scared to. I didn't want to drink alcohol because it's calories in alcohol. I remember using my fitness pal to start tracking my calories. Now, with tracking your calories, I sometimes do that now, however it's for a completely different reason. So I always say that tracking calories, tracking your macros can be amazing short term, and it can give you the knowledge you need to understand what's in the food you're eating and to hit specific goals. However, if you do find that you do start to get a negative association with tracking your macros or your calories, then you need to stop doing that. So I remember I looked back on my diary about, do you know what, I'm gonna find it. Before I start, this was not a healthy diet I used to follow. I didn't understand anything to do with nutrition or how to fuel my body, so please do not take what I'm about to say as something you should be doing. But I remember I'd wake up every morning, I would go to the gym fasted, I would do 30 minutes on the cross trainer, I'd then do an hour and a half weights, I would then do half an hour of HIIT training, something like that, so it's about 2 hours altogether. And this would all be fasted as well. I wouldn't eat at this point. I'd probably have a coffee or pre-workout before. And then after, I would have a protein shake made with water. That was it. And then lunchtime, I would have one slice of toast with one medium egg, half a yellow bell pepper, and some fresh spinach. I would then not eat anything until dinner, and my dinner would be, according to this day, one chicken breast. It says 130 grams of chicken breast with fresh tomatoes, fresh cucumber, some green beans, and also it says Tilda super grains, 100 grams. I'm not sure what that is. That's it. Oh, and a square of dark chocolate after. That all in all was about 800 calories. This was every day, and this was not a healthy, sustainable lifestyle compared to the amount of exercise I was doing. So I was clearly really damaging my body. Obviously my mindset as well, my mental health. When I used to go, my families are, I mean, I'm Greek Cypriot, so we are foodies, and I would go to my parents and go to my dad's, and I remember he would be cooking food and I would be looking at it, and the anxiety I would feel thinking that I wasn't in control of what I was eating or what he was cooking or how much butter he was using, how much oil he was using. I would lie and say I'm not hungry when I was starving. It was just because I didn't want to eat the dinner, and I think my family could see it and I couldn't, and I was slowly losing weight, and I thought I looked good. I'm going to put some pictures up now. These were my progress pictures. I thought I looked good. I could see my abs. I was super lean, but I was really unhealthy, and I dropped down to 47 kilos. Now, that is not a healthy weight. That is not healthy weight in the slightest, not for my height anyway. And it was only, I've always suffered with IBS and gastro problems, but when I was admitted to hospital because of a stomach issue and they told me that I was severely underweight, they put me on glucose, they put me on sugar, I was virtually just, it was really tough because I sat there and thought I was amazing. I thought, I've just done these pageants, I look amazing, and I was really proud of myself and how far I'd come, and actually I was really damaging both my physical state and my mental state. I remember backtracking, this is going to go forward and back. I understand there's probably no logic towards what I'm saying, but it's fine. I've always had a sweet tooth, and I would never binge, but I would get bars of chocolate and I would get cookies and donuts, and I would chew it all up and then spit it out just to have the taste of that food. I don't think I've ever said this before, ever. And it was only when I realised what I was doing and realised that this just isn't normal behaviour. And then when I was then admitted into hospital I was admitted into hospital a couple of times because of my stomach. And the final time I was admitted into hospital and I was meant to have some tests and colonoscopies and endoscopies, and I'd had scans and they weighed me, and as I said, I was 47 kilos, which is about 7.5 stone. I was really unwell. And I think if I had carried on like that, I probably would have been pretty much on the verge to anorexia, which at 22 years of age is not something that you ever thought you would get to in your life. I remember going on holiday, I'd always be scared of what I ate when I went on holiday. I'd go to places like Cyprus where it's my family and my life, and I was scared to eat the local delicacies, and I was scared of doing anything. So this is gonna be really hard. I would look at myself in the mirror and literally think I was huge. I had massive body dysmorphia. I thought I was huge. I thought I looked disgusting. I'd always look at other people thinking that they looked better than me, and it was just not, it was not a nice place to be at. It was really tough time. It was really tough. I think I've been upset about this so much that I don't get as upset about it anymore. It's hard to talk about, but I also know that if I hadn't have been through that, and that wasn't such a big part of my life, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And it does make me such a strong person, and I know that, and something that I have to keep telling myself every day. And that doesn't mean that after 6 years that it makes it any easier, but I fell in love with fitness after I was released from hospital, and something clicked, and I kind of realised that I needed to change. I needed to do something to get my health back, and so I got a coach. I learnt about fitness. I done my PT course. I learnt how to fuel my body. I was using tracking my macros as a way to make sure I was eating enough food. So I was learning about the foods I was eating. But eating more and being told you need to eat more is just not easy, especially when you're so fearful of so many different foods. It's taken me years to get to a place where I am finally happy with how I look. And like I said, it doesn't mean that I don't go through days where I still may have negative associations with some food, and that is completely normal. But it is okay. And I mean, I could talk about this for hours, and I'm obviously not going to, so I do want to keep this quite short-ish. And again, guys, if you do have anything you want to know in particular, please pop it down in the comment box below, or if you want to speak to me directly, then follow me on Instagram and pop me a direct message. My inbox is always open, always open. It took me a couple of years, and I gained about 10 kilos, and I finally started to love myself. I finally started to see progress and learn to start loving my food again, and learn to start loving my life and having a bit more of a social life. And obviously now I'm at a stage where I'm in a position where I can start helping other people, and that is massive for me, because I never want anyone to feel that they are alone or that they don't have anyone to talk to. So I think the main part of this video is that I just want you guys to know that no matter what you are going through, no matter what you have gone through in the past, everything happens for a reason, as weird as that sounds, and especially in the current climate. Everything happens for a reason, and your life will always take you in places you are meant to go. We learn from life lessons, our mistakes, and it only makes you stronger. It's that motto, that quote of whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I really, really believe that. So I look back and I know it was a really, really rubbish time of my life, really rubbish. But know that, yes, you are not alone, and if you are in a position that maybe I was in a few years ago, you need to sit down and start thinking about why you want to change, why you want to improve yourself, and you should only be doing that for you and no one else. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. I can look at a picture, I know I will never look like that person because I'm not that person. Every single person is different, everybody is different, all our genetics are different, even twins are different. You have to focus on you and only you, and once you start to love you, then it makes everything else so much clearer, and it just gives you a lot more clarity with who you are and where you want to be. And again, with social media, I will touch on this in another video, but if you're following someone and they make you feel bad or they give you envy, you don't follow them. I would always say, if someone was following me and they look at me thinking, oh, I really want to be like her, it's great to use people as motivation and inspiration. But if you wake up and look at your Instagram and it makes you feel bad because you are not that person, then you need to be unfollowing these people. Again, social media is something I will go on about in a different video. So if you want me to speak about social media, then please let me know. But as I wrap up the video, I do just want to say, one, a massive thank you for listening if you've got this far. Two, that do not be afraid to speak out about anything at all, whether you need to speak to family members, friends, no one will judge you. Again, if you want to, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a professional, so If you feel that you do need to go and speak to a therapist, please do speak to your GP first and go through that route and speak to a professional. Again, if you have been triggered by this video, then I really do apologise for that, and that was not my intention. My intentions are to help and spread the word, and just for people to know that they are not alone in situations like this. I am still on my journey, and I'm sure many of you are still on your journey. It's taking those small baby steps, one at a time, that will really, really help you achieve anything you want to in life. Absolutely anything. And we can do anything. I always say you are your only limit. So I hope that this video has been of help to some of you. As I said, if you feel that there is someone else who may need to listen to this video, please do share it. Thank you again for listening to me ramble on. I just feel that it's something I needed to talk about. So a massive thank you. And yeah, the next video will be something a lot more lighthearted and a lot more fun, and maybe with some more food. So if you have any other videos you want me to film, again, please put them in the comment box below. The weather's lovely, so I'm gonna go for a walk, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace and love, as always. Be